I've been asked to do a quick video on the mouse settings that I use. So I do mouse and I have personalized it. Now one of the things that you're going to want to do for your flight controls is set up your roll left, roll right. Make sure you have your activate, boost, and air brake, and you have the ability to extend your flaps. Increasing and decreasing your throttle is up to you. I use 9 and 8 because I have the thumb information, or I have 9 and 8 on my thumb. I have a Mega mouse with 17 buttons, so lots and lots of buttons. This setting is essentially just a personalized version of the hybrid. I'm sorry, personalized version of the standard, um, where I change my settings. I go to my personal, and you'll see it's on horizon. I disable automatic flaps. I adjust the level off zone and stuff so that my plane is a little bit slower to auto level, a little bit slower to react to when I'm done putting in the inputs for commands, but the roll acceleration, the other information like the camera inertia being 0, it's immediate to respond to my commands. It's just not immediate to stop doing the commands. It's not immediate to level off when you're done, that type of thing. Turning off automatic flaps is important because you need to keep in mind that flaps slow you down. If you're doing just a little bit of movement here and there, having the flaps go out will get you there quicker, but sometimes you don't want to be there quicker. Use the automatic flaps, it'll slow you down a little, give you a little bit more lift, give you a little bit more maneuverability, but you also have the option of not using them. You'll see on a lot of my videos that I have got the flaps extended on the screen, so that is that. Very, very basic. There's nothing special about my config. The camera inertia makes sure that my mouse, that's where the camera points, is where my mouse is. The level off zone allows it to, I turn it down a little so that if I'm going straight down at 90 degrees, the horizon isn't just spinning around as I hit 91 degree or 89 degrees on each side. It would cause the horizon to spin as you're going, which does occasionally cause you to be the horizon upside down, which can be an issue, but I found that to be less of an issue than the horizon spinning when you're diving on somebody. Camera roll rate allows the camera to spin around quicker, so I like it down a little low. I was finding when it was going too fast, it was a real issue. This way I can still aim a little while the camera is rolling over. The battle settings, I think, are probably a good thing to add to this. I keep the ground proximity completely up to you. I don't display my aircraft in sniper mode. I don't care about it. This is an arcade. This is not flying. I don't care what my plane looks like. I just want to attack things. If I was making a video or something, yeah, perhaps I'll enable that. But for training and stuff, you just want the information that you need. Which brings us to the instrumentation, and you see that I have lots of information on my screen. A lot of people don't like this much. I do the standard battle interface instead of the minimal. Uh, the standard is very, very important. Let me get back to my correct settings here. Full radar, radar and barometric, instrument, okay. So this gives us point of aim, that's correct. The instrumentation that we want. I have the camera in the bottom, which it will show you here. If you're looking at this plane is flying away from you and to the right. You can tell how that plane is in relation to your plane based on what you see. If you see his propeller spinning, unless of course it's a tier 8 Japanese, where that has the rear propeller, but if you see that plane pointing at you, you better start aiming and, or I'm sorry, dodging. Very important. Keep that in mind. This here is what your target is doing. If he's pointing at you, you need to keep that in mind. For instance, you can watch this. You can lock target on somebody. You can turn away, kind of look what's going on, and keep an eye on what this guy's doing. Somebody flying over you, 4,000 feet above you, lock onto him real quick and look around you. You're not going to zoom up there, but you're going to keep an eye and see if he's zooming down on you. If you see the nose of his plane come down, you watch how far he is away. You know how far his cannons or his machine guns can fire at, and you can also see if he's firing because you will see in that the shells coming for you. So you can actually, there is a travel time for those shells, obviously, and if you see him firing, you can immediately start dodging and you'll no longer get into the convergence and you'll be able to dodge much easier. So keep that in mind. You, of course, want the team panels. I use full because I want as much information as possible. I want to know how good a player is doing. I want to know how good an enemy is doing. I want to know what they're flying. I want to know who's flying it. And what kind of plane they have. You can adjust that however you want it. I believe it's like Shift Tab in game or just Tab in game, Shift Tab, something, that will expand it, shrink it, whatever, make it disappear. You can go through that and find out how much information you really need to know. The barometer, I'm sorry, altimeter, very important. Oh, map and radar. You would never want to turn off the mini-map. In fact, when you are in game, hit the plus key, make it bigger. Let it take up almost a quarter of your screen. It doesn't matter to me as long as you got that mini-map information. You'll find a size that works for you. Radar area up top. This can also be increased in size, and I believe it's the brackets that increase or decrease, or zoom in and zoom out, so you can get kind of a range and be able to tell how close people are. I use the radar and barometric altimeter. Radar would be the bottom, barometric would be the top, to tell you not only how far above sea level you are, which is the barometric, but how far above that mountain are you. You may be 4,000 feet in the air, but you're only 500 feet above the radar. So having that information is really good because you can quickly, which these instrument indicators give you, get an idea of how high you are based on your plane's maneuverability, your envelope. These instrument indicators tell you where you are in your envelope. Light green is best, dark green is not best, and then gray is you're outside your envelope, not reacting very well. Same for, it has it for altitude on the right with your barometric and radar, and it has your speed on the left. I use point of aim 3, aiming circle 3, and I half opaque the aiming circle, and I do not let the point of aim go opaque. And I use orange because I've found that of all the colors, it's the one I can see best in both. It's just personal. You can choose whatever you want. I also use the Imperial system. Under battle, if you look at enemies, I actually do this for everybody. It's the same all the way across. My alt gives just adds the aircraft model so I can see real quick what I'm fighting. But I like to see the player name. Lets me judge whether it's John Doe, who I've never seen before, or whether it's a great player from the Daiquiris or whoever, Potatoes, that I recognize and have to keep an eye out for. Some players you want to know that they're there. Some players you don't care because they haven't earned themselves uh, any reason to fear them, and you might just dodge them for 20 minutes as they spray their guns at you. I like to see the aircraft hit point. I like to see the hit point indicator. That tells me right off the bat where they are for a percentage. And the hit point is the bar, so I can kind of tell, again, where they are. Range to target, super important. And aircraft model, just so that I can hit left alt real quick and be all set. That's it. Thanks.